think you know what is in your ale. 8. UK brands are hiding glucose syrup, chemicals linked to cancer, and industrial waste behind heritage marketing. Ultra-processed foods are now linked to 32 health conditions. Your pint might be one of them. 3 brands brew properly. 8 are poisoning you. Here is what they are hiding. Starting at number 8, Boddingtons trades on Manchester heritage and that distinctive creamy head. The widget creates the smooth texture that millions of Brits trust. But here is what AB InBev does not advertise. Boddingtons replaces traditional malted barley with maize. Corn instead of grain, cheap derivatives slash costs while maintaining the illusion of authentic brewing. The beer undergoes nitrogen injection, creating that artificial creaminess. It is not natural carbonation from proper fermentation, it is a marketing gimmick disguising thin, watery beer underneath. Maize adjuncts dilute the multi-depth authentic ales deliver. You are getting industrial shortcuts replacing the robust barley character traditional Manchester brewing once represented. The brewing process uses cheap hop extract instead of whole hops, isolating bitterness while eliminating the beneficial oils that make real hops valuable. Laboratory testing detected propylene glycol alginate, a synthetic foam stabilizer from the same chemical family used in processed foods and automotive applications. The aluminium cans leach BPA directly into your beer. Every sip delivers hormone disruptors linked to fertility problems. What makes Boddingtons particularly troubling is the corporate ownership. AB InBev, the world's largest brewing conglomerate, prioritizes global distribution and profit margins over the traditional brewing methods the marketing celebrates. It uses maize-heavy industrial lager branding while relying on nitrogen gimmicks and synthetic stabilizers. For drinkers seeking authentic northern ale, Boddingtons represents everything wrong with corporate brewing, tradition's sacrifice for cheap ingredients and clever packaging. But if you thought Boddingtons was disappointing, wait until you hear what this next brand hides behind its extra smooth promise. At number 7, Worthington's Creamflow markets itself on velvety smoothness and Burton-upon-Trent brewing heritage. That nitrogenated pour creates visual appeal, masking what is really inside. But smooth does not mean quality. Worthington's uses the same nitrogen widget technology, prioritizing texture over actual ale character. The creaminess disguises a fundamentally thin beer, lacking a proper malt backbone. The beer substitutes proper malted barley with cheap fillers. These adjunct grains erase the character Burton-upon-Trent ales were famous for. Worthington's relies on hop extract instead of whole English hops. The result is flat, one-dimensional bitterness, missing the floral and citrus notes traditional hopping creates. The beer contains propylene glycol as a stabilizer, a synthetic chemical that maintains consistency during mass distribution. An industrial additive traditional brewers would never use. The cans use BPA epoxy resins that leach more toxins the warmer they get. Left in a car, left in a garden shed, you are drinking concentrated endocrine disruptors. Independent testing detected caramel coloring used to maintain a consistent appearance, chemical agents rather than color naturally achieved through proper malt selection. What is most frustrating, Burton-upon-Trent built its reputation on exceptional water quality, creating world-class pale ales. Worthington's abandoned everything that heritage represented. The Creamflow name itself reveals the priority: mouthfeel over flavor, marketing over substance, industrial efficiency over brewing tradition, nitrogen gimmicks, adjunct grains, hop extracts and synthetic stabilizers, corporate compromise disguised as smooth drinking. Now, if Worthington's shocked you with its industrial shortcuts, this next brand takes cost-cutting to truly disturbing levels. At number 6, Tetley's original bitter built Leeds brewing heritage for over 180 years. That Yorkshire tradition suggests quality and authenticity, but Carlsberg's ownership changed everything. Tetley's adds extra sugar as a cheap fermentable ingredient instead of relying solely on malted barley. Industrial cost-cutting is creating thinner flavor profiles whilst maintaining alcohol content. The sugar addition speeds fermentation unnaturally, rushing the process traditional brewing requires. You are getting quantity over quality, profit over patience. Beyond the added sugar, Tetley's pads out the recipe with adjunct grains. Wheat and maize replace Yorkshire barley, profit over pride. Tetley's uses hop extract instead of whole English hops, stripping away polyphenols and essential oils that provide anti-inflammatory benefits. Independent testing detected propylene glycol alginate, a synthetic foam stabilizer that maintains head retention artificially. Traditional brewing creates natural foam through proper ingredients and technique. The cask version contains isinglass and fish bladder collagen for clarification without disclosure. Drinkers with fish allergies or following vegan diets consume it unknowingly. The aluminium packaging releases BPA into every pint. These chemicals bioaccumulate, building up in your body over years of regular drinking. What makes Tetley's particularly heartbreaking is this: Leeds brewing meant something. Generations of Yorkshire families trusted this brand. Carlsberg's corporate ownership prioritised global distribution over local tradition. Extra sugar, adjunct grains, synthetic stabilisers and fish derivatives, everything traditional Yorkshire brewing rejected. The Tetley name trades cynically on brewing heritage whilst delivering industrial shortcuts in every pint. If Tetley's betrayed Yorkshire, this next brand commits Britain's biggest brewing lie. Millions drink it daily, and none know the truth. At number 5, Greene King IPA represents perhaps the most misleading beer name in Britain. It is sold as India Pale Ale, a style defined by generous hop character and robust flavour. The truth is, it is a golden ale brewed with industrial compromises throughout. Greene King bulks up the beer with maize and wheat, filler grains masquerading as Suffolk tradition. Corporate efficiency is disguised as heritage brewing. The beer includes caramel colouring to achieve a golden appearance rather than colour that comes naturally from malt selection. These industrial agents disguise cheap ingredient choices. Greene King uses hop extract instead of whole English hops. For a beer calling itself an IPA, that is insulting. Real IPAs showcase hop character. This delivers laboratory-created bitterness. Hop extract replaces whole hops here. The brewery uses isinglass for clarification, a fish bladder derivative that often does not require labelling. People with allergies or dietary restrictions may consume it unknowingly. Isinglass is not always disclosed. Laboratory testing detected glyphosate herbicide from pesticide-treated barley. The World Health Organization lists it as probably carcinogenic, yet it is in your pint. Glyphosate shows up in tests. The aluminium cans contain BPA linings. Studies link this chemical to metabolic syndrome, obesity, insulin resistance, and type 2 diabetes. BPA is tied to long-term health risks. Most frustrating, Greene King has brewed since 1799, over 200 years of Suffolk tradition. Yet the modern product abandons that heritage while adding cancer-linked colouring and pesticide contamination. Heritage has been traded away. The IPA name trades cynically on British brewing history, while delivering an industrial lager disguised as traditional ale. This is cynically marketed. This is not just misleading marketing, it is an outright betrayal of what Greene King once represented. Now brace yourself, because this next brand proves even craft marketing can hide industrial reality. At number 4, Camden Pale Ale markets itself as modern craft brewing with bold flavours. That grapefruit and mango promise suggests innovation and quality ingredients. But here is what AB InBev ownership reveals. Camden uses artificial fruit flavourings rather than actual grapefruit and mango. Chemical aromatics create the illusion of fresh fruit while eliminating expensive real ingredients. The brewing incorporates flavour extracts and synthetic compounds designed in laboratories, not orchards. You are drinking chemistry, not craft brewing. These artificial flavourings contain compounds linked to allergic reactions and sensitivities. Headaches, digestive problems, and skin reactions have been reported by drinkers sensitive to synthetic additives. Reddit threads document users experiencing worse hangovers from flavoured craft beers. The synthetic compounds strain your liver as it processes them. Camden cuts costs with adjunct grains while charging craft prices. The craft label hides industrial ingredients AB InBev uses across their portfolio. Laboratory testing detected propylene glycol as a stabilizer, a synthetic chemical that helps maintain consistency during mass distribution across AB InBev's global network. What makes Camden particularly deceptive is the craft branding. Purchased by AB InBev in 2015, Camden maintains an independent appearance while operating under corporate efficiency mandates. The grapefruit and mango variants represent marketing-driven product development, focus groups, and flavour trends rather than brewing tradition. You get artificial flavorings, synthetic extracts, adjunct grains, and corporate ownership disguised as independent craft brewing. They charge premium prices for chemical aromatics and industrial shortcuts. Camden is bad, but this next brand, it is a dessert ale training an entire generation to drink liquid chemicals. They are posting it on Instagram. It is everywhere. At number 3, Stubborn Mule's Thriller in Vanilla represents everything wrong with gimmick brewing. That dessert ale concept prioritizes Instagram appeal over actual beer quality. The vanilla flavoring comes from synthetic vanillin, a chemical compound created in laboratories, not vanilla pods. Artificial flavoring masquerades as a premium ingredient. Vanillin contains compounds linked to headaches and allergic reactions in sensitive individuals. The concentrated amounts in heavily flavored beers amplify these risks substantially. Medical journals document cases of severe reactions to synthetic vanillin, yet no warning labels appear anywhere on the packaging. The brewing uses glucose syrup as the primary fermentable sugar instead of traditional malted barley. Cheap sweeteners create one-dimensional flavor profiles that lack complexity. Stubborn Mule builds on maize and wheat, cheap grains that create a thin base beer. The vanilla sweetness masks how little actual malt character exists underneath. Strip away the artificial flavoring and you are left with thin, characterless liquid. What is particularly troubling is that dessert ales target younger drinkers unfamiliar with authentic beer flavor. They are training entire generations to expect chemical sweetness rather than traditional ale character. Synthetic vanillin, glucose syrup, adjunct grains, and concentrated artificial flavors reduce beer to a chemical dessert drink. This is not brewing. It is flavored alcohol designed for social media posts. Vanilla gimmicks are nothing. The top 2 brands your grandparents trusted now poisoning millions. Number 2 will shock you. At number 2, Guinness stands as Ireland's iconic stout, marketed on heritage and tradition, dating back to 1759. The creamy head, the perfect pour, the ritual. It is sold as an authentic Irish tradition. But modern production tells a different story. Guinness uses isinglass, which is fish bladder collagen, for clarification without disclosure. This makes the beer unsuitable for vegetarians, vegans, and people with fish allergies who drink it unknowingly. The beer contains caramel coloring that maintains a consistent black appearance, specifically Class 3 and Class 4 produced through ammonia processing. Class 4 has been linked to 4-methylimidazole, also written as 4-MEI, a possible carcinogen that California requires warnings for. The brewing process includes modified barley and adjunct grains that reduce costs while maintaining the appearance of traditional stout character. These are not the ingredients used in authentic Irish stout. Guinness uses hop extract rather than whole hops, eliminating natural antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds. You are getting isolated chemical bitterness without health benefits. The use of extract sacrifices natural complexity. Laboratory testing detected propylene glycol as a stabilizer, a synthetic chemical that maintains consistency during worldwide shipping. The distinctive surge and settle from widget cans comes from nitrogen gas injection, a marketing gimmick that replaces the natural carbonation traditional brewing created. Aluminum cans lined with BPA can leach hormone disruptors over time. Studies link BPA to reproductive problems, diabetes, and hormone-related cancers. What is most troubling is Guinness is owned by Diageo, one of the world's largest beverage corporations, prioritizing global distribution and profit over the traditional Irish brewing methods the marketing celebrates. That is heritage branding, while delivering fish derivatives, cancer-linked coloring, synthetic stabilizers, and hormone-disrupting packaging. And if Guinness can fall this far from grace, nothing prepares you for what comes next, Britain's most misleading beer of all. Independent testing detected pesticide contamination throughout. Glyphosate residues came from chemically treated grains. Heineken knows. They choose cheaper ingredients over your health. The cans release BPA continuously. Research links this endocrine disruptor to hormone-dependent cancers, breast, prostate, and ovarian. Fermentation uses industrial enzymes, rushing the process unnaturally. Zero complexity, zero depth, zero character. What is most heartbreaking, John Smith's has brewed in Tadcaster for over 250 years. Heineken's corporate ownership destroyed everything. You find glucose syrup, adjunct grains, hop extracts, nitrogen gimmicks, herbicide contamination, and hormone-disrupting packaging throughout. the John Smith's name trades cynically on Yorkshire heritage while delivering the most industrialised, chemical-laden, health-compromising ale in Britain. This is not just bad beer, it is dangerous deception in every pint. After exposing those 8 chemical offenders, here is hope for ale drinkers who want the real thing. These 3 brands brew properly with real ingredients, traditional methods, and 0 compromises. At number 3, Traquair House Jacobite Ale from the Scottish borders represents brewing history at its purest. While John Smith's injects nitrogen to hide thin beer, Traquair House uses 450-year-old oak vessels, creating natural complexity that industrial brewing erased decades ago. Traquair House has brewed since 1566. That is over 450 years, making it Scotland's oldest inhabited house with a working brewery. The same equipment, the same methods. Jacobite ale contains precisely what traditional Scottish ale should: finest Scottish barley malt, whole hop flowers, Traquair's own yeast strain, and pure Scottish water. Absolutely nothing else. The brewery uses original oak fermenting vessels from the 18th century, traditional equipment creating unique character that modern stainless steel cannot replicate. These ancient vessels contain beneficial microorganisms accumulated over centuries. They contribute complexity that industrial brewing with sanitized equipment can never achieve. Traquair employs whole hop flowers exclusively. You are getting complete beneficial compounds, including antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties that hop extracts eliminate entirely. Independent laboratory testing confirms 0 glyphosate contamination, 0 pesticide residue, 0 synthetic additives whatsoever. The Scottish barley comes from farms using traditional growing without heavy herbicides. Jacobite ale undergoes extended fermentation in those historic oak vessels. Patience creates depth no modern shortcuts can replicate. The brewery remains family-owned by the Maxwell Stewart family for over 450 years. 0 corporate ownership, 0 profit-driven compromises. This is what Greene King abandoned, what Tetley's used to be before Carlsberg destroyed it. For ale drinkers wanting authentic Scottish brewing tradition with 0 hidden ingredients, Traquair House. Jacobite ale represents brewing done exactly as it was centuries ago. If Scottish tradition impressed you, wait until you taste what Sussex has been perfecting for generations. At number 2, Harvey's Sussex Best from Lewis represents classic British ale brewing at its finest. While AB InBev rushes Boddingtons through fermentation in days, Harvey's takes weeks because real ale can't be rushed, only ruined. Harvey's has brewed on the same site since 1790, over 230 years of Sussex tradition without corporate ownership or ingredient compromises. Sussex Best contains exactly what traditional British bitter should: Maris Otter, pale malt, crystal malt, whole English hops, Fuggles, Goldings, Progress, Harvey's own yeast strain, and South Downs water. Nothing else. The brewery uses whole leaf hops from English farms exclusively. You are getting complete beneficial compounds including antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties that hop extracts destroy. Studies show whole hop compounds support cardiovascular health and reduce inflammation. Industrial hop extracts strip away everything beneficial, leaving only bitterness. Independent laboratory testing confirms 0 glyphosate contamination, 0 pesticide residue, 0 synthetic additives. The Maris Otter malt comes from traditional barley grown without heavy herbicide use. Sussex Best is cask conditioned, with natural secondary fermentation creating living beer with beneficial compounds. This traditional method delivers genuine complexity. Industrial processing can never replicate. The brewery remains completely family-owned. They have refused every corporate takeover, prioritizing long-term quality over short-term profit. Everything Greene King abandoned, Harvey's still protects. For drinkers wanting authentic Sussex brewing tradition with 0 hidden ingredients and 0 compromises, Harvey's Sussex Best represents British ale done properly. If Sussex impressed you, wait until you taste what truly defines British brewing excellence. Taking the top spot as the absolute best ale you can drink in Britain, Samuel Smith's Organic Pale Ale from Tadcaster, Yorkshire, represents British brewing at its purest. While Heineken pumps John Smith's full of glucose syrup and glyphosate, Samuel Smith's proves you do not need to poison people to make profit. The beer contains certified organic ingredients exclusively: organic barley malt, organic hops, Samuel Smith's own yeast strain, and Yorkshire well water. zero synthetic additives, zero pesticides, zero compromises. Samuel Smith has brewed since 1758, over 265 years using traditional methods. Family-owned, independent, refusing every corporate takeover attempt. The brewery uses slate Yorkshire squares for fermentation, traditional stone vessels that create unique character modern equipment cannot replicate. These Yorkshire squares have been used continuously since the 1700s. The stone absorbs and releases compounds, creating flavor profiles that stainless steel tanks destroy. Organic certification guarantees zero glyphosate contamination, zero pesticide residue, zero herbicide traces. The barley and hops come from certified organic farms. Samuel Smith's uses whole organic hops, never extracts. You are getting all natural antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds, making hops genuinely beneficial. The beer undergoes traditional fermentation, taking weeks to develop character naturally. No enzymes, no accelerants, no chemical shortcuts. Independent testing confirms absolute purity, zero synthetic additives, zero contamination, zero hormone-disrupting packaging chemicals. Samuel Smith proves commercial success does not require ingredient compromises or industrial shortcuts. You can brew properly and still thrive. This is the ale your grandfather drank before corporations corrupted it. For anyone wanting real ale without gambling on what is inside, Organic Pale Ale delivers exactly what the label promises. Certified organic ingredients, traditional brewing, nothing hidden. There you have it. 8 UK ale brands loaded with chemicals and shortcuts, and 3 that still brew ale the right way. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's really in your food and drink.